Hello, so in this CD525 video, I am presenting to you what the residency part of the course is all about. I want you to come prepared, mentally prepared, and I don't want you to think that, it's going to be just party time, for instance, or just tremendous amount of work. So I want you to get a sense of what I expect in CD525 so that you're comfortable, and when you're in residency at UVic, you kind of know what's expected. First of all, I want to tell you that I use that week, the hours that we have together, to review all the readings, including some of the readings that you have discussed online. Again, this class is an integrative class. It means that we bring everything together, and being face-to-face allows us for very rich discussions that I cannot do without, that you cannot afford to not have because of the wealth of experience that the group of students and I have in the matter. So very often, the first day of residency, I start by presenting to you what we will do in the residency week. And with this video, I also want to give you a first glimpse at what is going to happen. One of the first things that I want to do is tell you that we start by discussing what is a comprehensive community initiative. We start by looking at the Canadian practice and the European practice. You will have read about these things, you will have discussed them, at least during one of the first units online. But we come back to those as a way to basically level the playing field so that everybody's quite comfortable with this. And also what I'm asking you to do during the first day or the first 2 days of class is looking at your leadership style. And I very often, yes, ask you to do a presentation of your paper. So the paper has been written and submitted, and I come back to you and I say, okay, talk to me about your leadership style. And I ask very often for very short presentations, 4 to 6 minutes, so that every student has a chance to present his or her leadership style and explain. And so it's a reason for me to go beyond the online discussions, to make these things very real, and again, to make you integrate but also critique various leadership styles so that you understand in a way how rich a leadership style can be in relationship to comprehensive community initiatives and the complex kind of work that you do, which is to move communities out of sometimes very, very difficult situations, very often actually very, very difficult situations. So we do this the first 2 days, Mondays and Tuesdays, or Tuesday and Wednesdays, depending when the class starts. And then we move on to looking more in detail at the CCI, where we compare, obviously, and contrast the European and Canadian experience. And that's when I'm asking you all again to come back to class with a proposal that should be a very short presentation, here about 4 or 5 minutes presentation, where you basically are testing an idea. And I mean the test word very seriously. I am not asking you to be 100% sure that that is an ideal comprehensive community initiative, because they will vary. It can be a neighborhood issue, or it can be inside an organization, or it can be about a region, and so on and so forth. It depends what work experience you have, and it depends what you're interested in your own profession. But that first presentation allows you in a way to calibrate and to hear what others want to do so that you can recalibrate. That's why I use the word test here. What you're doing, what you would like to do, and make sure that by the end of the week of residency, when you come back in class and make the full presentation, which is what I'm asking all the students to do the last day and a half that we are together, where I want a 10 to 12 minutes presentation of CCI. I want you to lay out how your leadership style works for a specific CCI and how you will use leverage points effectively to basically change the issue, to frame and reframe the issue at stake. So you see, I proceed in steps where leadership is kind of the keystone and where you have, in a way, 3-4 days to test an idea and then start working on it the last 2.5 days that we're together, so that once you're done with the residency week and you go back to your communities around the country, you actually have a pretty good idea what you want to write and how you want to write it. And that's all that I want to tell you at this point. Obviously, I have a PDF and I have a PowerPoint presentation on this that I will be using in class, but I also upload these documents on the course page so you have access to them, and it's all in written form, so you have both the video and the PDF to remind yourself of those ideas. Thank you very much.